Good morning, students. This is our part 4th of the chapter Constitution for class 9th. In this part 4th, we are continuing the remaining headings and the content of the chapter. The philosophy of Constitution. That philosophy means that ideology. What is the ideology of our Constitution? Values that inspired and provide guidance to the freedom struggle and were in the turn nurtured by it, form the foundation for India's democracy. That in Indian constitution, the ideology of our Indian constitution is the values, the you can say the basket of the values which inspired the freedom fighters for their freedom struggle and in turn nurtured by it, and it formed the foundation for India's democracy. These values are incorporated in the preamble of the Indian constitution, and these values are, you can see, these values are shown in the preamble of the Indian constitution. As every third or second page of NCERT book, you are having the preamble of Indian constitution. The fraternity, brotherhood, these all are the words which are the values of Indian constitution. They guide all articles of Indian constitution. In short, this preamble included all the articles in a short manner about our constitution. The constitution begins with a brief statement of its basic values. This is termed as the preamble to the constitution, and these basic values turned into the preamble of Indian constitution. The American model has inspired most countries of the contemporary world, and so these countries have chosen to begin their constitutions with a preamble. As our Indian constitution inspired from the American, British and Britain constitution, so in American constitution it is a model of constitution of America for the other countries that we inspired from its model, and they have chosen to start their constitution with a preamble. So in the same manner, India is also started with the preamble of Indian constitution. Now let us read the preamble. Let us read the preamble of our constitution very carefully and try to understand the meaning of each of its keywords. The preamble of the constitution appears like a poem on democracy. It contains the philosophy on which the entire constitution has been built. It gives a standard to examine and evaluate any law and action of government to find out whether it is good or bad. The preamble is the soul of the Indian constitution. That preamble, every word, single word of preamble is having a deep meaning and detailed meaning, and it is all about a soul of our entire Indian constitution. Now I am going to read and trying to explain you what is the meaning of Indian constitution preamble. We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic, and to secure to all its citizens. So under this, the first page of Indian constitution, which is known as a preamble, here frankly and clearly is written that we, the citizen of India, the people of India, totally and completely liable and responsible to make our country, to convert our country into a sovereign. Sovereign means the place where we are giving supreme right to the decision as well as in internal and outer matter to our citizen, and we will, the government of India cannot be dictated by any external power. That sovereign, we will make our country a sovereign country, and it is the people of the nation who is having the supreme power to choose their representative. The country like India, as it will be a democratic country, so sovereign means that here the people will be having the supreme power to elect their representative, and the government of India cannot be dictated by any external power. The government which we decided by the people by their vote, the government is cannot be you can say pressed and oppressed and compelled to take their decision by any external power. So it is the meaning of sovereign. Then socialist, that we the people of India are taking an oath to make our India as a sovereign And socialists mean the generation of the wealth that take place socially and should be shared equally by society. That we will make our country a socialist country where every single citizen is equally having the opportunity in all sphere of life. Secular, that we are taking oath to make our country as a citizen of the nation, that the country will be a secular country where all religion equally having the freedom and justice, and all religious people can celebrate their festival, they all will free, and they all have to respect to each other religion. Democratic republic, that where every single citizen will be free to enjoy their life and equally having the rights in a nation country like India. So we all people are taking oath. It is a preamble of our Indian constitution that as a citizen of India we are taking an oath to constitute India as a sovereign, socialist, secular and democratic republic, and to secure to all its citizens. And it is not that only the government people will taking this oath. We will secure these rights to the every single citizen of India. Now justice, social, economic and political. That when we talk about justice, so justice will be in the field of social, economic and political. In every field of this economy, society and politics, there will be a justice. Liberty of thoughts, that everybody can think by their own, they can share their ideas, they all are free, they can ask question either in the favor or against of the political policies. They are having the liberty to share their ideas. Freedoms, expression, that they can express their feeling and their emotion. Belief, they can share their belief, they all are free. Their faith and worship, that whatever religion they are having, they can worship their practices. Equality of status and opportunity, that as a citizen of India, as a government, it is a duty of government also and the citizen also, that we will believe to give a equal status to every section of the society as well as the equal opportunity to all people of the country. And as a citizen we will promote all these equality and opportunity among them all. Fraternity, it means brotherhood, that it is another, you can say, objective of our Indian constitution, that we will favor the fraternity, it means brotherhood, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. That we will favor the brotherhood, the feeling of brotherhood, which will also we will maintain the dignity of ourselves, and we will also think about the others, respect as an individual, and we will favor the unity and the integrity of the complete nation. So this is all about the highlighted point of Indian constitution preamble. If we understand the preamble, the meaning of each word of the preamble, so anyhow we can understand what is the all about the Indian constitution itself. So this is all about the Indian constitution. Now the institutional design, that how the constitution designed, what has written in it, in a short manner we are trying to understand it. A constitution is not merely a document explaining the values and philosophy, as we have discussed above. A constitution is mainly about incorporating these values into institutional arrangement. Much of the document called Constitution of India is about these arrangements. It is a very long and detailed document. Therefore, it required to be amended at regular intervals to keep it updated. Those who formulated the Indian Constitution realized that it has to be in accordance with the people's aspiration and changes in society. Yes, that we know that when this Constitution has framed and when it has implemented, from that time 1915 to 2020, there are so many social, economical changes has occurred in our country. So every now and then life is changing, so there will be a need to amend all these constitution time to time, because the situation are changing. So there is always a need to amend our constitution. They did not consider it as a sacred, static and unalterable law. So they provided provisions to incorporate modification from time to time. That the constitution maker was not so much you can say compel the people that the constitution, if some time if one time constitution has written, so it will be same for upcoming years. No, they were agree that on the basis of need of time it can be amended and it can be modified. It cannot be changed totally, but anyhow any law, any policy which has written in the constitution, it can be modified according to the need of time. Little bit of changes can be done in the constitution. These changes are termed as constitutional amendments, and these changes are known as constitutional amendments. The constitution narrates the institutional arrangement in a very legal language. If you read the constitution for the first time, it can be quite difficult to understand. Yet the fundamental institutional design is not very difficult to understand. Like any constitution, a proper procedure for choosing person to govern the country has been laid down by the Indian constitution. It defines who will have how much power to take which decision. That in constitution it has written that there are certain powers, and it is also written that who will govern these power and what will be their limitation to use these powers, and it puts restriction to what the government can do by providing some rights to the citizen. At the same time, if some powers given to the government side, then again there was limitation which was decided by the citizen of the people that cannot be violated, and this right from the citizen nobody can taken away. The remaining 3 chapters in this book are concerned with these 3 aspects of the working of Indian constitution. We shall see at some key constitutional provision in each chapter and try to understand how they work in democratic politics. But all the silent feature of the institutional design is in the Indian constitution cannot be covered in this textbook. Some other major aspects will be discussed in your textbook next year. That it is very challenging that to explain the Indian constitution within one chapter, but it requires so much of deep explanation. But as far as to understand the basics of the Indian constitution, we have explained throughout the chapter. So the chapter is now completed. In the other part we will discuss about the NCERT questions, and it is all about the completion of this chapter. Goodbye. God bless you.